welcome to Yoga with Julia. I'm Julia and this behind me is Lizzie. Today we're going to do 30 minutes yoga to torch calories, a yoga cardio burn. We're going to start off standing up. Come up to the top of your yoga mat, feet and ankles together, bring the hands into Namaste at the heart and then reach in front of you and up overhead. Inhale here, exhale, reach forward to come all the way down. Hands beside your feet, let your head relax and then look up. Inhale, so your hands can be here if they don't get all the way down to your feet, that's fine. And then bend your knees, step, walk or jump yourself back into downward facing dog, pressing into the pose. Breathe here, in and out through the nose, pressing the heels towards the mat. Tummy is in nice and firmly and try and hold it in like that for the whole class. Nice deep breaths, long inhales, long exhales, and then get ready to come forwards. Look forward, walk, step or jump up to your hands and then look up. Hands can be on your legs or on the floor. Exhale as you fold forwards. Inhale, come up, arms reach up overhead and exhale back into Namaste. And let's go again. So inhaling, reach. Exhale, stretch out and come all the way down. Inhale, look up, hands on your legs or on your feet or on the floor. Exhale, hands down. Remember, step, walk or jump back into plank pose. Push back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet in and hold it here and breathe. Long arms, long legs, press it down, warming up the muscles. And then come forward. Remember your options, step, walk or jump up to your hands. Look up, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up, reaching overhead and exhale back into Namaste. Again, reach up, inhale. Exhale, long back, come all the way down. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step, walk or jump back into plank. Hold it here and then we're going to lower down. So come to your knees if you want to, or else lower in one piece slowly down to the mat or just off it. And then roll on the tops of the feet for Cobra, your knees down, or more advanced, up dog, your knees stay up off the ground. And then roll back over your feet. Downward facing dog, walk the feet in slightly towards your hands, press into the pose, fingers spread wide. Now have the weight of your hands spread evenly over your fingers, the whole palms, so you're not just pressing into the wrists. Push back with the hips, press the heels towards the mat and breathe here. And then get ready to come forward. So if you're going to jump, bend your knees and look forward. Otherwise you can walk. So on an inhale, come forward, look up and exhale, forward fold. Your head tucks down in the last minute. Inhale, long spine, come up, reach overhead. You can take it to a little back bend if you like. And exhale back into Namaste. Let's go again. Inhale, reaching, back bend if you like. Push the hips forwards. Exhale, lengthen out. You come all the way down. Head hangs down. Inhale, look up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step, walk or jump back to plank. Your pose, your choice, and lower yourself down. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog again. Press into the pose, pushing the mat away with your fingers. Pressing the heels down and the head is completely relaxed. Now get ready to come forward. Bend your knees if you're going to jump. Step, walk or jump to your hands. Look up, inhale, straight legs. Exhale, fall down. Crown of the head towards your feet. Inhale, lengthen as you come up. Stretch up, back bend if you want. And exhale, back down into Namaste, and then bend your knees for chair pose, keeping the knees way behind the toes. Reach the arms out and up overhead, so stretch long, reach back, sink into the legs And then straighten the legs, come forward, diving down like into a pool. Hands come down, wherever they reach is fine. Inhale, look up, stretching out. It can be here or here. Bend your knees until you get your hands flat. Step, walk or jump back into plank. Hold it a moment, building that strength. And then lower, knees down if you want. Remember, come down to the mat or just above it. Come into Cobra or up dog. Shoulders are back and down. And roll back over your feet. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet a little closer to your body so you can press into the pose. You can even take your hands back a tiny bit if you want to. So breathing here. Now you want to take your left foot forward up between your hands. Back foot comes flat. And then bring yourself up. Warrior one pose, sinking into the legs, reaching up through the fingertips, and then come down into lunge. Come on your back toes, step back into plank pose and lower to the mat or just above it. Come into Cobra or up dog, back again, downward facing dog. Press into the pose. Then we're going to take your right foot forward, so swing the hips. Step up between your hands, back foot flat, and come up. Warrior one pose on the other side. Back leg is straight, front leg deeply bent, fingertips stretch to the ceiling, and then come down into lunge. Come on your back toes, step back into plank, hold a moment, and then lower with control. Remember, knees down if you like. Come all the way down if that feels better for you, and come up into Cobra or up dog, and then tuck your toes under, press back. Downward facing dog, feet walk in slightly, press into the pose and breathe. Okay, get ready to come forward. Remember, step, walk or jump up to your hands on the inhale, look up and exhale, fold. Now bend your knees deeply into chair pose, arms reach up overhead. Stay here. Sinking into the legs, hands come to prayer, and then hook your elbow on the outside of your right knee, twist around to look up towards the ceiling. And then the other side. So don't let your legs slide apart, knees stay together. Back to the center, reach up with the arms, straighten the legs and dive forwards all the way down. Now bring your hands to hold your toes if you can, or your ankles or your legs. Look up for a moment and then exhale, bring the head down towards the feet. Just shift your weight a little bit towards the front of the feet and you can really feel the stretch all the way up the back of the legs. So you can be here, if that works for you, wherever you get. Just listen to the body. Flexibility will come at its own pace. And then release, look up for a moment. Hands can be on the legs or on the floor. Then bend your legs so you get your hands flat. Step, walk or jump. If you're going to jump, bring your weight a little forwards. Jump back with control. Hold it here. We're going to go into a side plank. So shifting your weight onto one side. Lift the arm up to the ceiling. Pressing with the left hand into the mat. Gaze up to the ceiling if you can. And you're lifting this waist up as much as you can. Hold it. We're going to switch to the other side. So lower your right hand down, come around to the other side, and your other hand is up. Now if it's too much, you can bring that lower knee down onto the mat. We're going to switch sides again. So look down, come round, left hand down, and right hand up. Hold it here. Working on all those core muscles. Looking down. Switch around. Again, we're going to burn those calories. Come back again into plank and take it into downward facing dog. Walk the feet in, press into the pose. Now from here, take your left foot up to the ceiling, stretch it long for a three-legged dog, and then bend that top knee, lift it up as high as you can, hold. And then we're going to step that foot right up between your hands. So switch your weight forward, back foot flat, and bring yourself up into warrior one. Sink into that front leg, and then come back down. step back into plank and lower with control. Up dog or cobra, inhale and back into downward facing dog again. Walk your feet in very slightly, pressing into the pose. That's good. Take your right leg up this time, stretching it long for three-legged dog. Reach, reach, reach. And then bend the knee, lift it even higher, shifting the weight a little bit to the left. And then we're going to step that foot forward, up between your hands, back foot flat. Now keep that front knee bent as you come up. Warrior one. Reaching along with the fingers, sink into that front leg. Back leg is straight, pressing the outside of the foot down into the mat. Then come back down into lunge. Come on your back toes, step back to plank. Lower, knees down, remember if you want to. Come to cobra or up dog, and again back into downward facing dog, walking the feet in towards you. Press into it. We're going to do that again. So take your left leg up, three-legged dog, stretch it long, pushing the hands into the mat. And then bend that top knee, shifting the weight a tiny bit to the right. Hold it. And then look forward, step up between your hands, back foot flat, come up, warrior one. Sink into that front leg, reach from the belly button to your fingertips. And then come back down into lunge. Come on your back toes, step back, nice straight plank, and lower yourself to the mat or just above it. Come into cobra or up dog, and back into downward facing dog again, walking the feet in just a little closer to the body. Shifting the weight to your left leg, take the right leg up nice and long, three-legged dog, stretch it out, and bend that top knee, shifting the weight a bit to the left. Hold it here, and get ready. You're going to step forward between your hands with that front foot, bring the back foot flat. Now keep the front knee bent as you come up, warrior one. Stretching up, lengthening up, look past your fingers, sinking into that front leg. Come back down into a lunge, stretch forward to the lunge, come on your back toes, step back into a nice straight plank and lower. This time come all the way down onto your tummy, feet are flat, press up into cobra, looking up, shoulders are back and down, lifting up through the chin, look behind you one way, towards the feet and around the other way, back to the center. Take it into child's pose. Walking the hips back, let your head relax down. Stretch the fingers out in front. And breathe. Then come back up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Come up again into downward facing dog. Adjusting your pose so you can press into it. From here, we're going to take your left foot forward, so step it up between your hands, back foot flat, come all the way up to standing, straight legs, straight arms, reach up through the crown of the head, and then reach forwards for triangle pose, bring your hand down anywhere between the knee and the ankle, and your right hand up. So if you find this front knee bending, don't come down so low. And look down at your front foot, keep the spine long as you come all the way up to standing. Turn the front palm to face the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, slide down your back leg, reaching up and over with that left arm. And then back to triangle. Scoot your front foot away, a little bit wider stance. Bend down, warrior two pose. And then flow into the side, arm on the thigh. Take your right arm over and stretch it long. And then back up, reach down the back leg, keeping that front knee bent. And then come around again into lunge. Come on your back toes, step it back, plank pose, and lower with control. Up dog or cobra, back into downward facing dog. And then step your right foot forward, back foot flat, and come all the way back up to standing. Star pose, I call this. Stretch forwards, keeping the spine long, and come down to your triangle, grabbing between the knee and the ankle. Both legs are straight, reaching that left arm up toward the ceiling and looking up past the fingertips to the ceiling if you can. And then look down at your front foot, keeping the spine long. Come back up Turn the front palm to face the ceiling, lengthen and slide down your back leg, taking that top arm all the way over and looking up. Come back up to standing, take your stance a little bit wider and bend the front knee down into warrior two pose. Arms stretching out front and back, and then reach the arm onto the thigh, reach over with your left arm, stretch it long, pressing that back leg into the mat. Come back up through warrior two, keep the front knee bent, turn the front palm to face the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, slide down the back leg, take that top arm over, reach down, sink into the front knee, back leg, stay strong, and come back up to warrior two, and then into lunge. Hands either side of the front foot, come on your back toes and step back into plank, and then lower. Up dog, cobra, and back into downward facing dog. Pushing into the pose. We're going to come forward, so step, walk, or jump up to your hands, and this time let yourself roll slowly all the way up to standing, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, and hands into namaste. How are you feeling? We're burning those calories. Now, reach again, out and up, let's go, stretch long, exhale, diving forwards, hands down by your feet, inhale, look up and lengthen, exhale, step, walk or jump back into plank, hold, and then lower with control. Up dog or cobra, looking up, shoulders back, exhale, downward facing dog, feet in slightly, and then take a big step forward with your left foot, back foot comes flat, and come all the way back up to standing. Stretch yourself forward, back again into triangle pose, tucking that left hip under and opening the right hip up towards the ceiling, and then come to aeroplane, flat back over that front leg, stretch out through the crown of the head, and then bring your right hand down onto the leg, or maybe on the outside of the foot but not on the inside, taking your left hand up to the ceiling for revolve triangle. So you could be here, it's completely fine. And then look down, back to aeroplane, bend the front knee, come into lunge, come on your back toes, step it back, plank, and hold the plank here. Okay, we're going to take it to side plank again, lift that top arm, and then back to plank, and over to the other side. Hold, and we're going to switch again. So come back down and around to the first side, and down and around the other way, and back again to plank. Lower yourself down to the mat or just above it. Come all the way down if that's all right for you. Lift up, arching the spine, and then back again. Downward facing dog. Press into the pose. And then we're going to step your right foot forward this time. Back foot flat. Come all the way back up. Stretching out to the fingers, through the toes, through the crown of the head. And then reach forward, keeping the legs straight. Come down to triangle. Looking up past your left fingertips to the ceiling. And then look down. Aeroplane pose. Stretching the spine out nice and long. And then your hand comes down onto the leg or onto the outside of the mat, but not on the big toe side. Swivel round, look up. It's a very tricky balance. Look back down, come to aeroplane, and then back into lunge. Step yourself back into plank and hold it here. And then press back again into downward facing dog, adjusting your feet. Now step your left foot up between your hands into a lunge. Really lunge forward, making sure that the knee's not over the toes. If it is, scoot your back foot away a little bit so you've got a wider stance. And we're going to do some switches. Now you might find it easier if you lift your wrist up off the mat, so you're just on your fingers. If you've got quite long arms, you might want to keep your palms down. And we're going to bounce 3 times and switch. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and switch legs. Okay, we'll try that again. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. Again, 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 2 more. 2, 3, switch. Last time. 1, 2, 3, and switch. Well done. And then bring yourself around to face the front. Stretch out. And then bring your fingers to face backwards. You can keep them forward if you like. I like them backwards. And start taking the legs out to the sides for a side split. Pressing into the mat so you don't go too far. And hold. And walk the feet back in so you've got a nice grip on the mat. Hands onto your waist. Bring yourself all the way up to standing and step yourself up to the front of the mat again. Hands into Namaste. Well done. Reach out and up again. Reaching long. Exhale, flat back and round yourself all the way down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, back into plank. Hold it. And then lower yourself down. Remember, you can lower your knees down first if you like. Come all the way down. Press up again into Cobra. And then lower. Take your hands behind you now and lift the upper body and send the legs up as high as you can get them. Lift, lift, lift. Working on all those back muscles. And then lower. Now take your legs a little bit wider apart. Bend the knees, see if you can grab hold of your feet or your ankles. If you can't, then just have your hands by the sides still for this pose. Then lift the head and chest as high as you can and see how high you can bring the legs up towards the ceiling for bow pose. Really lift, stretch it up. And release, hands underneath your shoulders, press back into child's pose. And take a breath, well done. And we're going to go into boat pose, so come forward a little bit, cross the legs behind you, or any way you like to come into sitting, but you can work your way back this way if you want to. Hands in front, and slowly take the legs out and lift them up for boat. Holding it here, working on balance, strength, calmness of mind, all that's yoga. And then lower, slowly come down all the way onto your back. Now bend your knees, reach your arms between your knees and reach up, lifting up and down, working those abdominal muscles, stretching. Exhale as you come up, inhale down. And then take the legs up towards the ceiling and again reach for the toes, stretching up. Let's go for 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. And then hug your left knee into the chest, take the right foot down, just parallel to the floor, hold it, and then switch over. And then hands behind your head, bicycles. Elbow comes across to the opposite knee. Exhale as you come up and inhale as you go down. So it's inhale, exhale, and exhale, exhale. Let's go for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Feet up again, reach for your toes. 2, 3, 4. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Hug your knees in and lie down. Let yourself rock gently side to side. Well done. Hug your left knee into the chest now and stretch the right leg out along the floor. And then we're going to finish with a twist. So bring the right hand on the outside of the left knee, press it over to the side, and you look over towards your left hand. And breathe into it. And then come back again. Hug that knee into the chest again. And we'll swap over to the other side. So squeeze your right knee in. Take your hand on the outside of the knee. Press it to the side. Look over towards your right hand this time. Stretching out the lower back. Should feel really nice. Come back onto the back, hug that knee in and bring the other one up and let yourself rock side to side. And then slowly stretch the legs out and your arms just a comfortable distance from your sides. Make your head comfortable, adjust your back and any part of the body on the floor so it feels really comfortable. Take a couple of breaths and let every exhale really let go of any tension. Feel yourself melting down into the mat. Now after this class you may like to do one of my meditations to really calm the mind down, improve your focus and concentration, and they can also help you sleep much better. Now bend your knees again, one at a time, and hug them into the chest again. Gently rock yourself side to side a few times and then all the way over onto one side and very slowly bring yourself all the way back up to sitting. And you've done it. Well done. I hope to see you again. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There's a little subscribe button below, and also you'll see a picture of a bell. If you click on that and choose all, then you'll get notified whenever any of my new videos come out. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste.